Hey everybody, welcome to the tavern. We are going to be doing a breakdown of the official trailer for The Wheel of Time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play it, and then we're going to go back and take a look at what we see in this trailer. There are some amazing things. I didn't do a reaction video. I'm going to wait for reaction videos until the show actually starts, because there's just so much content out there right now that it's hard to truly react. Plus, there was a big watch party yesterday. I watched it with everybody else. So any reaction that I do now wouldn't be as authentic as it should be. So let's take a look.
Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
This is so good.
I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The Two Rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the five of you.
You fully lost your mind.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Moraine.
What are those? His army is coming.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love. No matter the cost.
Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
We've lost too many people already. I can't lose you.
You won't. If we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Home. No.
Woo! All right, let's go back to the beginning here. Let's pause this. Go back to the start. And yeah, I'm just wow. Woo. Even after watching it, like I don't know how many up team million times. I'm just floored by the fact that, one, we have a trailer. That's the that's huge. We've had some teasers, we've had a couple of little snippets, some behind the scenes stuff, but this was pretty amazing. All right, let's start this off. Okay, one, how amazing does she look in this beginning shot here? Clearly, this is a young Moraine. It looks like when she's an accepted, or maybe she's taking her oath to become an Aes Sedai. But clearly it's in the past, so I'm assuming this is a flashback, considering where the show starts, right? All right, let's see. We're gonna kind of get through this. I've got like cheat sheets. That face, just beautiful. All right, we've seen this shot before, so let's keep going.
To speak no word that is not
This
true.
is from the teaser trailer. Well, we've seen part of this shot, right? We had the overhead inside the Hall of the Tower, which is where this is taking place.
To make no weapon.
This is new. So in the books, and there are going to be spoilers, so I'm just going to throw this out there right now. In the books, this is the Oath Rod, and the Oath Rod is solid white. They've taken liberties with this, which is fine. I love it. It looks incredible, and it matches the entire aesthetic of Tar Valon. And did I say Tar Valon? Tar Valon? It just looks amazing. They did a really good job with this.
With which one person may kill another.
So I think what's happening here, and this is just speculation, of course, they're making Moraine retake the oaths, is what it seems like. I don't know why, unless they've been gone so long, or the fact that they were dealing with Logain in the trailer, that they may be retesting them to make sure that they haven't broken their oaths, or that they're not dark friends, or something to that effect. I'm not 100% sure, so until the show comes out, that's only speculation.
Kill another. And
Here in this shot, again, we go back to Logain. I don't know if this is happening before or after he escapes, right? So Moraine is preparing a shield. And we have Alana and Liandrin behind her. Alana's over here on the left, and Leandrin's on the right in the red.
never to use the one power as a weapon.
Logain is caged in this shot, which is true to the teaser trailer where they had him on the cart in a cage and they were wheeling him about. So I'm assuming this is shortly after that after they have brought him to this location, wherever this may be, and it is clearly before we see the other shots of him in the teaser trailer where there's no cage around him. Again, Moraine. I don't think that's Liandrin. I think this is a different sister. And that's definitely not Alana. So maybe Moraine comes in right after he escapes and she's getting up from the ground where she was thrown into that column in the teaser. It's really hard to pinpoint, but this all takes place within the space of where Logain is being shielded, right? And that's in that whole scene.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue?
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, we have Steppen, who is a warder. We see him with the double axes in the teaser trailer. I believe this is Steppen. I don't have the cast list up to make sure, but I think that's who that is. Yeah, he's got the same look as the warder that was crying in the teaser trailer and the one that was leaping at Logain with the double axes. And in this scene, he's explaining what Aes Sedai stands for.
Servants of all.
Now we cut back to the Hall of the Tower. That look on her face means that something unexpected happened. This may be where she's being asked to retake the oaths. Because the very next shot, again, it depends on how they're cutting this, but the very next shot in this is a shot that we've seen of Siuan, the Amyrlin seat, looking up. And it's almost like, yeah, we have to do this. But again, speculation.
It is they who serve the world.
I didn't choose this path.
Some more shots
but
of
I will follow
Tar-Valon. God dang it, Tar-Valon. This is supposed to be drinking and thinking and reacting with Tavern Tavern, and it's early. I can't even be drinking, to be honest with you. I wanted to get this out. Maybe when I start doing reaction to the actual show, there'll be some liqueur in my flagon. But right now it's water, and I have no excuse.
Where next?
The Two Rivers.
This is the new scene right there of Lan and Moiraine as they're searching for the Dragon Reborn. And so it's really cool because you get to see Daniel Henney and Rosamund Pike in their characters when they're not, behind the scenes, kind of, when they're not in front of other people. They're just being themselves, as far as Moiraine and Lan are concerned and their relationship.
Where next?
And he's like, where next? He doesn't even, whatever she says, that's where he's going. That's the warder's bond, and that's how he just works with her. It's pretty amazing.
The Two Rivers. The old blood runs.
Okay, so in this shot, Rafe said in an interview with IGN when he was breaking this whole thing down, there is no CGI in this shot. This is all true natural beauty in the location in which they were filming. That's mind-boggling that there are places. I mean, I've traveled with the military a lot, and I've seen some really amazing places, but holy cow, this is just ridiculous. Look how gorgeous that is. So in this scene, what we have is the women's circle. I'm assuming either heading to or heading back from the ceremony for Egwene. Now it looks like Nynaeve's in the front with Egwene and Meryn Alvear right behind her and the rest of the women's circle. I want to say Egwene's hair is in a braid there, but I can't tell, right? It's just too small. So again, either they're heading toward the ceremony or they're heading back from the ceremony.
Runs deep in those mountains.
Here's Egwene in her ceremony with Nynaeve.
Let's hope it's prepared.
Here's another close-up of Egwene. I think I'm going to speculate and say that this is probably in Shadar Logoth or Shinar at Val Dara. I really can't tell. It's too dark to really get any glimpse of what's around her.
And for what's coming.
And now we get to our 3 thirst traps. There's Rand on the left, Perrin, and we'll see Matt here in a second. They seem to be sitting outside drinking. That looks like Emond's Field, just from the background. So this may be before everything happens. But yeah, the buildings in the background kind of look like Emond's Field. And there's Matt. We have the horse heading for the Winespring Inn. We've seen before. That was a Myrddraal. All right, in this shot, this is definitely Shadar Logoth. And this is where the crew or the party is entering Shadar Logoth on their journey.
But there will be one who can.
All right, so again, we're back in the Two Rivers. There's some damage, so this is after. I think this happens as they're leaving Emond's Field with Moiraine and Lan, which means that right there is Bella. Everybody loves Bella. I don't know where the camera is. Everybody loves Bella.
But there will be one who can stand against him.
There's Perrin close up. The inside of this, it's kind of... So, hold on, let me...
There will be one who can stand.
Okay, so I'm going to venture a guess that this is in Shinar. Shinar, only because of the braziers. It's definitely not the Winespring Inn. It looks like brick and heavy stonework, and I think that is where they're at in this shot.
Against him.
Nynaeve with her hair flip. Look at that. Oh, that braid is amazing. So, earlier, a while back actually, I was looking at the teaser trailer, and there was a scene in which Lan looks at the camera or toward the camera, kind of, or somebody, the point of view from the camera, I should say. And there was a knife or a short sword or a dagger or some sort being held at him, and he was like, the Dark One is coming for your friends, etc. I couldn't tell who that other person was based on the clothing. This might be that shot from the other angle. The lighting looks right, but I honestly can't tell. I'll have to go look at that teaser and check that out.
And it's one of the 5 of you.
Okay, so here we have Rand with bow and arrow, the square brick buildings, Shannara, for sure. I'm almost calling that. I think he was practicing with his bow there, and I believe in the books this is where he starts practicing with Lan with the sword. Not in this scene, but or maybe, I don't know.
5 of you.
Here we have true Aes Sedai brilliance and writing brilliance. She said, let's listen to what she says real quick because it's important.
Of the 5 of you.
Nope.
And it's one of the 5 of you.
And it's one of the 5 of you. If you've read the books, you know who it is. And there was never any the 5 of you. I won't say the number because there are spoilers, but I'm not I'm not a total jerk. But I'll just say that I think they're doing this because that was never the case in the books. They're doing this to keep new fans and people that are just tuning into the show speculating and keep it, to keep them guessing. And I'm there for it. I'm okay with that. We need new people in the fandom. As longtime fans and readers, we can't be judging people for making wrong guesses. We should be enjoying it. We should, not laughing at them, of course, but we should be enjoying the excitement that they're getting, from the show. We should be joining them, helping them, answering their questions, whatever it takes to keep them engaged, because this story is so important to so many of us that we want to share it with everybody else. We think it deserves more, right? So yeah, I'm cool that they're trying to hide some information.
You fully lost your mind.
I don't even know where this is. He looks a little dirty. So for whatever reason, I can't remember every detail of every book. But wherever this is from, it looks like he's been through some stuff. So I'm assuming it's maybe after Shadar Logoth. He's got a little dirt on him and stuff. So that's my guess.
Your life isn't.
We've seen this shot in the last teaser, or the behind the scenes kind of thing that they did. And it's Rand standing up, Egwene in the middle, or Egwene, sorry, in the middle, and Perrin over on the left. And they're kind of looking out over the countryside from a cliff.
To be what you thought.
Another shot of that. This is what Emond's Field looks like after the attack. There are many things to look at here. 1, the Wine Spring Inn, half gone. 2, just bodies across the back and on the side. We have injured people on the left. I'm trying to see. Okay, so that's Mat, Perrin, Egwene, Rand, Moiraine, and Lan. I can't tell if there's somebody between. I don't think it's somebody between Mat and Perrin right there over Perrin's shoulder. It looks like some kind of lump, but it might just be part of the inn. But yeah, that's devastating, and it's just sad. A lot of bodies there.
What are those?
This is an amazing shot. When you're reading the books, you don't really take into account. I mean, they tell you, yeah, they're at the foot of the Misty Mountains, and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the other, or the Mountains of Mist. Sorry, not the Misty Mountains. Wrong books. But in my head, I never pictured it to be so mountainous, right? And of course, you do locations based on what you find, but this is incredible. It's very reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. If I can bring that up, when Gandalf shows up right at Helm's Deep and he's up on the top of the hill, with the Riders of Rohan, and they start charging down. Similar to that, as far as it being steep, but those mountains are pretty far off. And that's just an incredible shot.
His army is coming.
The Trollocs heading back to Emond's Field after the attack. This portion here is amazing to me. It comes down to basically the attack on Tam and Rand's house, which is amazing in the books. So seeing it come to life is going to be incredible.
What can we do?
This is the first time that we find out in the books that Tam even has a sword.
What can we do?
Right? And not only is it a sword, it's a very nice sword. Now, depending on how they shoot this, we may be seeing Emond's Field, or the attack on Emond's Field happening, and also the attack at Rand and Tam's house, farmhouse happening at the same time. So if you hear the dog, I think my food is here. Oops, I just smacked the mic. So this is amazing.
We protect the people we love.
And that's just more of the fight. Rand jumping up
People
and
we
using
love.
what he knows how to use, which is a bow.
No matter.
This is just a scene of what looks like Lan riding through the woods. I can't tell if he has somebody on the saddle with him or not. And then it cuts to him putting Moiraine down on the ground. It looks like the same kind of woods, but depending on where they're filming, that could be everywhere. Those woods could be, similar wherever they go. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good shot of
No matter the cost.
of him taking care of her. All right, now we get our first shot. Okay, one, I don't know where this is. I'm assuming this is Shinar again. It might be the Wine Spring Inn, but I don't see it. I can't tell. I mean, Nynaeve is standing like the wisdom that she is. It looks like the wisdom position with her hands in front of her. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening here or where this is.
The cost.
But it's very reminiscent of the Avengers with, whatever it takes, right? Whatever the cost. Now we get our first shot at Val Dara in Shinar. That behind has been definitely identified as Tarwin's Gap by Rafe in another interview. This was incredible. They shot this, I believe, in the Canary Islands, and then the building, or the base of the building itself, was a building from another location, another country. But it looks so naturally placed there, and the people are super tiny. He did say that the extras crossing the bridge, it was freezing cold, and those are really actual extras crossing the bridge. Again, from two different places superimposed, right? But wow, this looks incredible. You can see Trollocs charging out of that, and these guys riding out to meet them. The fact that the gate is on the opposite side, so that they have to fight their way around to get to the gate if they were to attack, all of that stuff is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. All right. One of my favorite parts. This scene here, we have Lan, we have Moiraine. I think, and I hope this is true. I think that's Uno. And this might be Ingtar. But Uno's is what's got me excited. Uno has a special place in my heart because as a former Marine, I tend to cuss a lot. It just flows naturally out of my mouth, and Uno is the same. We're just old, grizzled, vets that cuss a lot, and I love it. It's like my spirit animal, that guy. Also, we're about to see the Mandarin. kidding. It's not. It's not the Mandarin. It's I believe this is Agilmar. But it kind of reminds me of the Mandarin.
Our enemy.
Most disturbing shot of the trailer. Looks like a yellow sister being burned at the stake. I don't know what else to say. I think that's the consensus, that it is a yellow sister being burned alive at the stake.
These are everywhere.
And now we have Imanvalda, a high-ranking white cloak. Several things are disturbing here, aside from the burning Aes Sedai. You can see her burning in his goblet, right? Right there. You can see her burning in the goblet. His fingers are covered in blood. His napkin has blood on it. And he doesn't care. He is perfectly okay with everything that's happening. Her burning, his hand covered in blood, and he's just like enjoying it. That is one of the most disturbing images I can see. This puts the White Cloaks on a whole different level from the books. They are truly aiming to make these guys as hated as possible, and I'm so happy about it because they are truly pieces of shit. So, wow. And I'm gonna give the actors props if they pull this off in this manner. If they all pull it off in this manner, kudos. Because to go into this and reading it and knowing that you are going to be hated and being this smug and oh yeah, I want to hug them all, every one of them.
They will leave no...
Disturbing thing number 3, I guess, at this point. So the Aes Sedai is burning. He's enjoying it with a goblet of wine and blood all over his hands. And then this. Oop, let me go back to this. This is, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like Aes Sedai rings. There's 2 on the bottom. Looks like 3 on the second ring. 4. So like there's like 6 or 7 rings, different colors. There's yellows. There's, I don't know if that's gray or blue. There might be a green in there or a brown. Either way, they're collecting rings, or he's collecting rings. You can see some blood up here on his hands. So I'm wondering if he cut it off her finger, if he cut her finger off and then took it. I don't know, but it's disturbing. It's very reminiscent of people collecting ears during battle. It's disturbing as hell. And I'm so there for it. So yeah.
No one standing.
This shot of Daniel Henney showing that much emotion as Lan is just heart-wrenching. You don't know what's happening here. We don't know what's happening here. But the emotion that is being conveyed by this actor is, especially through a character who is known for being stoic and very quiet. So whatever is happening here to elicit this kind of emotion is probably going to break our hearts. And the fact that it is echoed by Moiraine through their warder bond, because at first I thought that he was sharing her pain. I don't think that's it. I think that she is sharing his pain. They feel each other's pain and emotions and whatnot through the bond. So I think this is her sharing his pain rather than the other way around. In the background, we have Lana on the right, and there's been some discussion. I want to say that's Nynaeve on the left. It could be somebody totally different, but just the face, the eyebrow, the hair, I think it's Nynaeve, and it's just I don't know what's happening here. I mean, Moiraine is in white, which I believe is the color of mourning. They discuss it as the color of mourning for the White Tower and those ceremonies. So that might be it. But wow. Yeah, I can't wait to see this scene.
We've lost too many people.
We cut back to something we've already seen, which is Rand bringing Tam into Emond's Field after the attack on Bella.
People already. I can't lose you.
Okay, here's a close-up of Rand saying, "I can't lose you." In the background, you see these white, blue, blurry banners. That's definitely Shinar. So I'm pretty sure this is in Faldara. After they've all met up and they've gotten to that point in their journey.
I can't lose you.
Now we cut to white cloaks surrounding what appears to be Egwene and Perrin. There is a tinker on the floor on the left. For sure that's a tinker just because of the garish colors that they're wearing. And another spoiler alert, according to Rafe, he is, acknowledged that is Aram laying on the ground there. Here's another shot, or here's a shot, I should say. Oh, and I think I finally figured this out. Okay, so this shot here is a dagger being slid out of a sleeve, and I didn't put two and two together. That looks like somebody standing in the distance. I can't really tell what that is. Could this be Tom? Could this be Tom? I'll have to go back and look at the trailer, but he's well known for having daggers and knives up his sleeves, and he pulls them out and whatnot. So I'm wondering if this is Tom.
You won't.
We're back in Shinar. I think this part of the "I don't want to lose you" Rand scene with Egwene. And now we're back in this scene to Emond's Field with a Trolloc attacking Nynaeve and Egwene. I need to be drinking.
If we do not
That's just so badass that they just do not. They don't, just stop without a fight. They don't quit without a fight. They duck and then bam, next shot, she's at it.
if we do not
This is one of the most interesting shots of the trailer, in my opinion. So we have the gateway, what is now the gateway. It's not canon from the book or the way it's supposed to look in the books, but that's okay. We've it's something that we accept. We have Lan, Moraine heading toward the gateway. We have Egwene and Rand on the right between them. On the left, we have Mat, Nynaeve, and Perrin. And just behind Nynaeve is whom I believe to be Loial. My concern with this, and why I think it's so interesting, is he's not as big as he should be. I mean, in the books, he was half as tall as Rand standing next to him. So, if this is Rand here, Loial would be like up here somewhere. It looks like he's stooped, but I'm not sure. Maybe this isn't. They still have to do post-production work. I'm not really sure. I hope they still have to do post-production work. Because as much as I love the series and I love what they're doing, it would be a great disappointment to me personally, as I'm sure some other people. Granted, I'm still going to watch the show, so don't take this as like, oh, he's crying, he's going to quit. No, I would be really disappointed if Loial was basically turned into Hagrid. It would not. I don't think it would be right, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping that there's post-production work that's still missing. Now, somebody did mention that, maybe in the books, Loial is a very young Ogier, and that maybe the older Ogier are bigger. That's a possibility. Still, it wouldn't cut it, I don't think. But anyways, that's who I think that is.
stop the Dark One now.
That shot right there, hopefully I can pause it. There. Okay. This is what I was talking about, Tom. There seems to be like a cuff on his coat, and it's a gray coat, and there's a dagger in his hand, and he's fighting a Myrddraal. So I think that's what that was with the knife coming out of the sleeve. I think it was Tom. And this shot here, I mean, we know I love Tom. Tom's crazy. He takes on a Myrddraal with freaking daggers, or Myrddraal with daggers. So yeah, I'm super stoked about this. Nynaeve running.
The whole
More attack on Amon's Field that we've kind of seen before. The Trollocs, I'm going to go back for a second. The Trollocs are incredible. Every Trolloc I've seen, and there's one coming up that I hope I can pause it on well enough, that this is what's giving me hopes that Loyal might be not finished. It's because they've done this with the Trollocs. They have done this with the Trollocs, and to lessen the effects for Loyal would be just sad and an insult to the character. Again, it's not going to, keep me from watching the show. But man, yeah, if they can do this with the Trollocs, they really, really need to juice up Loyal.
I can't allow it.
Moraine channeling some fire. Okay, here we go. No. Almost. Okay. This Trolloc. And we can't. Oh my God, I'm not even pausing it on the right spot. Anyways, that's a bird beak Trolloc. He kind of reminds me of an owlbear, or I can't remember what those guys were in World of Warcraft. Moonkins, I guess. Kind of reminds me of a moonkin. You can't see it because this sword is in the way, and it happens so fast in the trailer, and I can't pause it in the right spot. But that's incredible. They've done so good with the Trollocs. This is what I was getting at earlier. Logain is melting the bars of that cage that he was in. We do see him like kneeling and in a shield, so I think that takes place after this. This is him making a getaway, or trying to make a getaway. You can see the black tendrils of the corrupted male half of the source. Rafe has changed, I think. Instead of saying the taint, I think they're calling it the corrupted, or the corruption, I'm sorry. Which I'm okay with. As somebody mentioned earlier, that if every time they said the taint on the show, people would be giggling. So calling it the corruption, it was a smart move. I've got no complaints. Again, Logain using his power. Apparently, someone here tried to stab him with a dagger. These 3 6-pointed stars, I believe, is part of the emblem for Gildan, the nation of Gildan. So that makes sense. But you can see the corruption folding around the 1 power. So the Sidar. I'm sorry, Sidin, for the males, which is this white misty stuff. Here's what they're channeling with. On the male half of the source, it's corrupted. So you have these black tendrils that are kind of marbling it and kind of covering it up. Very, very good special effects on this. Alana, a different shot of Alana that we saw in a teaser trailer, using the boom boom power of Sidar, the female source, or half of the source, with her warders. More attack on the 2 rivers. Right there. That looks like a rabbit or a deer. That looks like a rabbit Trolloc, which would be amazing. I want a rabbit Trolloc. The Shirnen, if I can stop it. Shirnen crossbowman in Faldara. I don't know what's happening here. But that looks incredible with their top knots. Some of them have top knots. Some of them have them laid back on the back of their heads. Either way, it looks incredible. And here we go. I think the tip top most exciting thing in this trailer, right? The thing with Loyal, I thought was the most interesting. This is the most exciting. That's an Aiel. That is an Aiel with the spears on the back and in the hand that are covered in blood, yanking a rider off their horse. Let me go back. All that blood. There's bodies everywhere. I'm going to put it out there. The spoilers again. I think this is the Blood Snow. We discussed this yesterday with a bunch of people. And I agree, this is the Blood Snow. This is a flashback. I believe the mountain behind or in front of this Aiel is Dragon Mount. This may be the place where the dragon is born, right? So if you know about the prophecies within the books, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to super spoil things, but there are some speculations that all of the dragon's parents are going to be in this scene or in this battle at the same time. Just putting that out there. Yeah, amazing. And then the shot here of them yanking a rider off the horse is super, super cool. One, very reminiscent of the 300, just in the way it's shot. If you look on the right, on the chest, you see 9 Bs. So this is definitely Ilian. This is a knight or a warrior for Ilian. May even be the king of Ilian. Not sure. I don't recall if all of them wear the gold cloaks. There is some plumage on the hat, so that's probably a ranking officer of some sort. And just amazing. Amazing shot. We have Logain walking through the mist in Gildan. We saw this in the teaser, in one of the previous teasers. Oops. And then we have Rand, again, I believe, in Shinar practicing. He's got teary eyes. There's the blue and white banners in the background. I think this has to do with a conversation between him and Egwene. And I'll just leave it at that. This shot we've seen in previous teasers. The Hall of the Tower, the Amaryllis seat, the Speaker of the House. Not Speaker of the House. Leanne. And then, of course, the sitters.
Wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
We go to the logo, and then we have a couple of scenes after.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Okay, Perrin and Egwene. Definitely after Shadar Logoth. I think this is when they're with the Tinkers. We've seen this shot, but this is a much clearer shot, and it just looks amazing. That Myrddraal is incredible. Look at these Trollocs. It just looks gorgeous. Matt, that again is Emond's Field. So this is during the attack. Lan again, I believe, during the attack on Emond's Field, but I don't know. I don't have any background references, but it looks like what it is. Here's Perrin. I'm gonna say that's the axe. It's two-handed, so I'm not really sure. We'll see. Moraine channeling. There's Lan over here on the right. Rand blowing out the lantern that we've seen before. There's a shot that I want to get to. Let me see if I can stop it. Right spot. There. This shot. Wow, I got that first try. This shot is amazing. It's an overhead shot of Emond Fielders taking to a Trolloc, it looks like, with pitchforks. I also think that these are all female, and it might be the women's circle just going to town. So that just proves that Emond's Fielders, earlier in the trailer when Moraine says we're going to the Two Rivers, which is where Emond's Field is at, the old blood runs strong. This is the old blood working right here. That's a crazy shot. Rand blows out the lantern, like you said.
No.
And Egwene answering Perrin's, do you think we'll ever go home? Right? She says no. Again, that shot has to be when they're with the Tinkers, or maybe when they're on their way and before they meet up with the Tinkers. And that's it. I mean, that's everything that I could see in the trailer. I'm sure there's going to be more discussions for days. I will say that, excuse me, I will say this. There are some leaked images running around that confirm some things. I'm not going to get into those. I don't want to spoil it completely for everybody. I'm just going to speak on things that have been officially put out. So if you're so inclined and you want to go look for those images, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to hold off until the show and be surprised, then by all means do that. But anyways, yeah, that's my breakdown for the official Wheel of Time trailer. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them as best I can. Thanks for stopping by the tavern, and we'll see you next time.